Try this real quick. Go type Erling Haaland into Google right now. See anything weird? For a stretch this week, Google quietly slipped in a little animated crew of Vikings rowing a boat at the bottom of the page. No announcement, no press release, just there. Companies that big don't build random stuff for no reason, so what's the story behind it? Turns out, it's tied to one of the craziest few weeks in Norwegian sports history, and it all comes down to one guy who refuses to let his country lose when he's the one scoring. Tonight, Norway takes on England in Miami, quarterfinal. Biggest match this country has ever played. Period. To understand how big a deal that actually is, you gotta rewind almost 30 years. Haaland's own dad suited up for Norway back in 1994, when the World Cup was last held on American soil, and that run ended early. No trip past the group stage. Fast forward to now, and the son is standing on the same country's turf, one win away from a semi-final his father never got close to. That's the kind of stuff you can't script. Here's what makes this run so nuts. Norway sat out every major tournament since the late 90s. Not close calls, not near misses, just gone completely off the map while their neighbors up in Sweden and Denmark kept showing up like it was routine. Think about it this way. Most of the guys wearing the Norway jersey this summer grew up never once watching their own country play in a World Cup. Back in 2019, a teenage Haaland steps into his first cap for the senior team, and instead of playing it safe with the media, he just says it outright. He's going to get this country back on the map. No hopefully, no we'll see, a flat guarantee. And then he backed it up in a way nobody expected. Qualifying wasn't tight. Norway steamrolled the group, took down Italy home and away, and buried teams by multiple goals on repeat. This wasn't a squad that scraped by. It was a statement. The fans got their intro in before Haaland did. A pack of traveling Norwegian supporters ended up at a Mets game in Queens and broke into this full stadium rowing chant, arms swinging in sync like they were pulling oars, and even the team mascots wandered over and joined in. Clips of it were everywhere within a day. Haaland added his own chapter a few nights later, showing up at a hockey championship game in North Carolina, twirling a rally towel over his head, like he'd grown up a hockey nut his whole life. Once the actual tournament kicked off, a pattern showed up fast. Norway squeaks by in a knockout match against Ivory Coast. Minutes ticking away, looking like they're headed home early. And there he is again, quiet most of the match, then a late strike out of nowhere to save the run. Score against a defense that's shut him down for over an hour. That's basically his signature move at this point. Now here's the game everyone's still talking about, and weirdly, the real star of the first hour wasn't even Haaland. It was the guy standing between the posts. Brazil came in loaded, new coach hired specifically to end a decades-long title drought, a bench full of kids worth more combined than most national budgets, and a perfect record against Norway heading in. 5 meetings, 5 wins for Brazil. Norway's goalkeeper had other plans, stopped a penalty cold, shut down a breakaway, turned away shot after shot while Haaland barely touched the ball all night. Then, in the second half, everything flipped. One cross, one header, over a defender who almost never loses that battle, and goal number 2 came off a nearly identical setup a few minutes later, low and into the corner. 2 goals in about 10 minutes flat. Brazil clawed one back on a stoppage-time penalty, and their captain walked off the pitch and announced, right there, that he was done playing internationally. Brazil, 5-time champions, eliminated, and Norway's whole squad broke into that same rowing celebration right there on the pitch. Funniest part of the whole night, everyone wanted to hand Haaland man of the match. 2 goals will do that. But he wouldn't take it, pointed straight at his goalkeeper instead, basically saying the real hero stopped the goals that would have sent them packing. So that brings us back to tonight. 7 goals this tournament, tied for tops in the whole field. And one stat that should genuinely worry England, every single time this guy scores, for club or country, that team does not lose, not once, in 17 straight tries. Add in the family history angle, Son finishing a story his father started 3 decades ago in this exact country, and you've got every reason Google decided a national team deserved its own search page cameo. So, Norway or England tonight? Drop your pick in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss the result.